So tell me, is there someone who wouldn't like a fragrance that actually makes you smell good enough to eat? Well, I am a huge lover of Gourmand perfumes and do have a lot of those in my collection. That's why I decided to create this video, serving as a guide for those who are looking for some delicious gourmands but don't know where to start, because in it I will be sharing with you top 5 of such brands that absolutely nail these type of yummy and mouth-watering fragrances. So keep on watching. In the description box there is going to be more information. Please like this video if you enjoy this type of content, as well as feel free to subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. And once you're done with that, we can get started with this first brand that actually inspired me to film this video, Pana London. And this house feels like walking into the luxury dessert boutique. If you want indulgence, this is it. And I want to get started with that classic pink champagne truffle. It doesn't look like much, but guys, inside you'll get this bubbly, boozy chocolate with some truffle vibes. There is boozy, sweet liqueur in the background, and it is decadent but sophisticated at the same time. So if chocolate happens to be your favorite note, which in my opinion, this is the queen or the king of all gourmand notes, then this is definitely that fragrance that you need to start with. Not only today, I will be sharing with you some of the best brands that create absolutely irresistible gourmand fragrances, but I'll also share with you my top choices from every one of them, so you know where to start. Another great fragrance from this brand is Strawberry Delight, that also focuses on the note of chocolate, that I happen to like a lot, and do have like a top list dedicated to amazing chocolatey perfumes, but maybe you need an update. Anyway, this is kind of similar to the previous fragrance, yet it's different because it is less boozy, it is sweeter, and it features a note of strawberry, which, as you might remember, is the eat note of this entire year. And if you ever tasted sweet chocolate with the yogurt feeling and dry strawberries, this is exactly how it smells. Very relaxing, soothing in the dry down. I love to wear it in the evening. And the final one from this brand, another chocolate perfume, is Gourmandic Delight, which is a little bit different from the two previous ones that had that berry fruitiness to them. In here, think orange zesty candy, uplifting yet sweet. So this is like a very delicious, mouth-watering, truly gourmand. But I like the addition of orange. That citrus is not that bright in here, but I feel like it balances out the whole sweetness. Kinda reminiscent of Chocolate Greedy by Montel, another great brand that does gourmands really well. But I do have a top list dedicated to some of my most favorite fragrances from them, so you might be interested in checking out that next, and I definitely owe you an update, so stay tuned for that. And we are moving on to another UK-based brand, this time quirky and creative, 4160 Tuesdays. And you know what? Sarah McCartney scents are like little stories bottled up in the gourmand and unforgettable way. There are so many to choose from. It was really hard to focus on only 2, but what I did on my holidays has been like the winner of the year for me, because I used to be obsessed with the note of mint last summer, and this is such a particular fragrance that is very unusual because it smells of candy floss, seaside, and ice cream. So it's kind of like childhood joy bottled up right here. Think about mint that is sweet, kind of like a vanilla ice cream, and with this seaside freshness coming from the ocean. There are so many different elements, and yet they are all combined together by this beautiful vanilla that is so harmonious, and as you might remember, is considered to be an aphrodisiac. Maybe that's a myth, but I know that this is one of the most compliment fragrances in my collection that I couldn't stop wearing, and highly recommend you in case you happen to like vanilla but you wanted to experience from a more creative side, because a lot of gourmands can be flat, and I totally understand the struggle to find something that wouldn't smell like a candy bomb and at the same time delicious, attractive. So I am really confident recommending these brands. And the next one would be Sunshine and Pancakes, also from 4160 Tuesdays. And guys, this is a really interesting perfume because it's not your typical Gourmand, okay? At first, when you spray it on, it opens with a burst of citrusy notes, and it's lemon. It's something that is bright and fun, definitely very noticeable, unlike in Gourmandic Orange, where you'll get like more of a dry orange zest. In here, it's like a freshly squeezed lemon juice you would start your perfect weekend morning with, and then it turns sweeter. So there is this pancake accord in there that is warm with a little bit of a honey syrup on top. It is delicious, but there is still contrast to the citruses that by that time already calmed down, but at the same time there is woodiness, almost like a green element, and musk that rounds everything. So if you're just starting out with Gourmands and you're not ready for something that is very sweet or foodish, you still want some other elements in your fragrances, make sure to give it a try, because it's just versatile because of citruses and woods and at the same time sweeter tones. It is very unisex and everyone can enjoy it, especially on the weekend or when you want something more casual. Now, with that being said, talking about combination of citrusy and sweeter notes, I really like how they contrast each other, and this next fragrance is gonna be a perfect example of those perfumes that combine something savory and sweet to them. And this next brand is kind of like the top-notch choice when it comes to Gourmands, because this Greek house, Theodoros Kalatinis, is all about edible elegance. I mean, like, you'll feel you stepping into patisserie wearing their perfumes, and my most favorite one out of all of their fragrances is Lemon Tart, although I do have quite a collection of their perfumes and cannot wait to check out their matcha fragrances and couple of the newer offerings. But this has been my go-to, especially in the morning. I just love to wake up with this perfume. I just know that I'm set with positive energy for the day to come. It's kind of like a sharp lemon cart opening that will then evolve as a rather buttery crust with a powdery sugar that is quite musky. So it's still like a perfumey experience, but it is extremely irresistible and elegant at the same time. So if something that smells edible can be elegant, that is Lemon Tart. Make sure to give it a try, guys. It is really good. One of the most common perfumes in my collection because it feels like my signature scent, but something that is a little bit more appropriate for going out, especially if you have a special occasion to attend. Cinnamon rolls is that warm pastry with cinnamon spice and sweet glaze. I'm actually quite picky with the note of cinnamon, but in here it smells like comforting perfection and it's very warming. So if you happen to like cinnamon baked stuff, you will adore it. And it's a strong perfume, so you will definitely get noticed with this fragrance. So it's gonna be nice for the colder weather, and you can even wear it as, you know, a conversation starting fragrance and layer it with some other perfumes to give them that sweet, spicy twist. Now, with that being said, Gallagher Fragrances is known for their bold compositions, and their Gourmands are no exception. They do have some other perfumes that are not that Gourmand. Today I want to talk about two fragrances from the Pearlescent collection, and one of those is Cremel, the most sophisticated one out of all I'm sharing with you today. It has been love at first sniff for me. It's something so special because it smells very rich, and this vanilla is very creamy. At first you'll get espresso with creme brulee, but then it turns into velvety and very aromatic perfume. I know that there are woods in there, hinoki wood that I asked the brand about because it is quite rare to find in perfumery. So it brings in something so aromatic. There are also citruses in there and patchouli that makes it smell expensive, guys. So this is one of those fragrances that doesn't smell of wood, it doesn't smell of dessert in a bottle, it's not a candy-like fragrance at all. The next one is gonna be, but not this, that is extremely sophisticated, very grown up, mature, and at the same time absolutely addictive. So if you want something like that, make sure to give Cremel a try. But this next fragrance has been my ride or die, holy grail, truly gourmand, and I just love the freshness and the sweetness, almost that feels syrupy, coming out of baklava. That is obviously inspired by the dessert, very oriental. Yeah, there is definitely a note of pistachio honey, as you will get in baklava. So very realistic nutty pastry with this honey drizzle and spice. It also smells a little bit like fresh cherry juice to me, and you know how I can describe it? It is so narcotic, just as walking under the blossoming tree during the springtime that is full with bees gathering the nectar out of those flowers. This is how it smells to me. It is so good. For me, it is almost a little bit hallucinogenic. I love this stuff so much, and you might remember that pistachio has been a very trendy note, so this is like one of the fragrances you just can't go wrong with. But finally, let's talk about a very adventurous house, and this is the Italian chef Lorenzo Pazzaglia, who creates gourmands with a twist. And first, there is Sugar Kisses that I would recommend you, because those milky gourmands have been all over the place, and this fragrance is more complex than the rest, so in my opinion it is definitely worth checking out, because yeah, it kind of opens with a beautiful and light, sweet, flirtatious fragrance, sort of like spun sugar, but there is way more than that. So the milky thing is coming from coconut and the note of milk, but I like that there's also toffee and brown sugar, benzoin, dates, hazelnut, tonka bean for the texture. So it's full body. It's not just like a plain light milky fragrance. There are some flowers too that are not that noticeable. I would point out something a little bit powdery in there. So this fragrance got great sillage. If you like electronic fragrances that once again are very much a happening trend at the moment, then I'm sure you will love this perfume. Also for the attention it will bring you, and you can wear it on the everyday basis. It's not that heavy, unlike the last but not least fragrance on today's list, which is most unconventional gourmand carbonara. Yes, kind of like the iconic Italian pastry bottled up right here in the perfume form. That is sort of weird because it is savory, it is a little bit sharp because the note of black pepper is gonna be the first thing that hits your nose when you spray it on, with this strange but addictive, smoky, spicy dry down. It will stay for days on closing. So I would recommend this fragrance only on a special occasion, especially if you happen to be in the creative environment. Maybe you want to impress someone, or maybe you just want a strong fragrance because you struggle with perfumes and their performance. This stuff is very strong, but maybe not for everyone. But guys, of course, keep on your mind that this is only the top of the iceberg when it comes to the brands that, in my opinion, absolutely perfected the gourmand game. I could easily expand this list with some others, like let's say Kayali would be an honorable mention, especially with this Vacay collection. They impressed me very much. Or, you know, the iconic Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Let me know if you know a brand that does gourmand best. However, there are more gourmand offerings from these brands. I just want to put them on your radar, so I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed watching it, please give it a huge thumbs up, and please comment down below your favorite gourmand. I think next video is going to be dedicated to my most favorite boozy fragrances, so stay tuned for that update. And if there are any questions left, go ahead and comment down below, because you know, your engagement there really helps my videos to get out there. So please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to shop perfumes with my discounts. All the information, also where you can find me on social media, is down below. Subscribe to my channel and request future content. Have a great day, make sure to stay tuned and smell good. We'll see each other soon, really soon. Bye guys.